Hello, my name is Bill Dush, and I'm the mayor of the city of Concord. Typically, as we all know, during Read Across America, I like to come to the school and read to everybody. But with the pandemic this year and last year, we'll have to do it a different way. So today, we are doing it using Zoom. A little bit about myself. I'm from Concord. I was born and raised here. As a matter of fact, I went to R. Brown McAllister. Its second year that it was in operation. And I went from the first to the sixth grade there. And I really enjoyed my time there. And I would love to be there today to be reading to you and talking to you. A little bit about Concord, as you know, this is your town, and we are becoming a very large town with a population of about 100,000. When we get to the point that we can get out of this COVID and out of this pandemic, I hope you'll take some time to come to the City of Concord City Hall. And I'll be glad to give you a tour of how we operate and what it looks like there. So with that said, one thing about myself, I have two children. One lives in Charlotte and has a grandchild, and the other one lives in South Africa. And she's married, and it has one child and a second child on the way. We do go over and visit her as much as we can. We haven't been in the last year, of course, with COVID, but we like to go over. So I brought some books home from South Africa last time we were there back in late February, March of 2020. And today I'm going to read a book called How Giraffe Became So Tall. So this is the book we're going to read, and I'll go ahead and get started here by sharing my screen with you. All right, How Giraffe Got to Be So Tall. It's adapted from an East African folklore tale, and it's retold by Andrea Florence. So we're going to get started here. Long, long ago in Africa, the giraffe was much the same size as the other antelopes that wandered the vale. Except for his tawny orange patches, he looked quite like a zebra or a kudu. And like them, he ate grass and plants, all he could find on the ground. Now, one year, the African sun was particularly fierce, and not one drop of rain fell from the sky. The earth became dry, and the plants and the grass shriveled in the heat. The animals grew very hungry and had to squabble over the food they could find. One day, Giraffe was searching for food, and his best friend, the rhinoceros, here and there, they found a dry tuft of grass to nibble on the bush of a crunchy leaf and munch on. And being such good friends, they always shared what they could find. Rump, moaned Rhino, chewing on a very dry twig. Soon there'll be no food left. You're right, sighed the Giraffe. If only we could reach the top of those acacia trees. There are plenty of green leaves up there. I've got an idea, blunted the Rhino proudly. Let's visit the magic medicine man in the village. He'll help us reach those juicy green leaves. I'm sure of it. What a brilliant idea, my old friend. And off they set immediately towards the setting sun and in the direction of the magic medicine man's village. Trudging along the dusty trail, the two friends noticed a grasshopper leaping from rock to rock. Do you see how high he leaps? Whispered Giraffe. If we could leap so high, we could reach the top of the acacia tree with no trouble at all. The rhino snorted with laughter. Indeed we could, and that's a funny sight we would be. Giraffe laughed too, and on they went. Not long after, they came across a troop of monkeys, swinging high in the tops of the and the help of their long tails. Pondered Rhino. Now, if we had tails like those monkeys swinging to the top of the cave trees, would that be no trouble at all? This time, Giraffe roared with laughter at the thought, and soon the two friends were on their way again, giggling as they walked. Into the night they traveled, the full moon lighting the long path to the village of the magic medicine man. Further along the way, a big night owl swooped in front of them and landing high in the bough of the tree. Giraffe and Rhino looked at each other. Wings, they said simultaneously, and then they both collapsed with raucous laughter at the thought. Look at them flying with wings. That is funny. As dawn broke the African sky, the two animals reached the hut of the magic medicine man. He listened to their story, and after a moment's thought, he told the animals to return with him at midday. Hungry after the long journey, the two friends decided to go in different directions in search of food, promising to call each other if they found some. Not far off the path, Rhino came across a patch of sweet, juicy grass. He couldn't believe his luck. He began to munch away, quite forgetting to call his friend to share it with him. Giraffe was not so lucky to find food, and at midday he walked wearily back to the village. There, the magic medicine man had prepared a magical mixture of leaves and roots. Once you've eaten this, you'll be able to reach the tops of the cacao trees. And the kind magic medicine man's he and Giraffe waited for the Rhino to arrive. After a long while, the magic medicine man said the magic will not work much longer. Rhino is late. You will have to eat it all by yourself. So Giraffe began to munch, and as he did, the strangest things happened. He felt a tingling in his legs and a stretching in his neck, and he stood chewing on the magic mixture. His legs grew taller and taller. His back grew longer and longer until he stood towering above the magic medicine man. In his little hut, Yahoo! Shouted the Giraffe. Thank you, thank you. And now I will have plenty to eat. As he's munching along with his longer neck. Just then, Rhino came strolling along, his tummy full from all the delicious grass he had greedily eaten by himself. When he realized there was no more magic mixture for him, he became very angry and chased after the magic medicine man as far as he could. To this day, the giraffes are the tallest animals in the world, able to reach the highest branches for their food. Due to Rhino's jealousy, he is no longer friends with Giraffe. And when Rhino sees man, he's likely to chase him as far as he can. And there's one being chased. So that's an African folklore story. And if you look at the map here, you'll see at the very bottom is the flag of South Africa. And at the very tip of that green towards the very bottom is where my I hope you've enjoyed this story. I wish I could be there with you and read it in person. Maybe next year we can get together and do this. But until then, be safe.